Welcome to the show. Just got a message saying you can't see me on YouTube. I don't know what that's about. Um, I don't even know. You just caught me off guard. I don't know. I know I received some YouTube messages saying they were changing up some stuff, so maybe that's affecting, um, where I stream to. But if I'm not streaming to YouTube, I'm gonna have to change my configuration of payments because I definitely am paying to be on YouTube. So I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you know anyone on YouTube watching right now, I don't even know how you would get them to switch over, but it'll be on YouTube later. But anyway, we got a nice show. We got a nice show. So without any further delay, let's jump into the show. Welcome back. Welcome to the See Through It Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Sales. Hold on now. My stuff is missing. My stuff is not on the screen like it's supposed to be. YouTube's not working. I think my chair is squeaking. Oh man, it has been a September has been rough. September has been rough. Yes, cuz I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? As you guys see, the topic, episode 23, offended. Are you really offended? We're getting close to election, guys. Right around the corner. I haven't done much of any, you know, political conversations or anything like that. I think it's been a while. Actually, I think season 2. And I've talked about some certain situations that have taken place in current life, but nothing really political. Um, Hold on. Tiffany says, is that the last week's episode? I'm not sure what you're referring to. But no. So today, I decided, well, actually, last week, I decided we're going to talk about Uncle Joe and Donald J. Trump. And as you can see by the title, offended. I've been noticing that a lot of people have been offended by certain people and certain things people have said. I've seen that certain people get passes, other people don't. So that brings me to the question, are we really offended, or are we offended by the person who's doing it? Is that what's really going on? And I think that's what it is. I think that we just don't like said person. You just don't like them. Instead of, pointing out or saying, what have they done, or calling them a racist or pedophile and all this other stuff without any evidence. Instead of just saying, I just don't like them. What they want to say is, I'm offended by everything he says. I'm offended by everything he does. Well, let's jump into it. First, I'm going to start off with the man that's sitting in the White House. President Donald J. Trump. We all know the man is a a jerk or petty, he runs his mouth. He says what he wants, does what he wants. Does he think about it? Probably not. He's all those things and above. He doesn't care how you feel about it. He doesn't care how the media feels about it. He doesn't care how anyone feels about what he's about to say and how he says it. Oops, gotta put that pen down. I thought that was when I, started paying attention to him. I thought, I was like, you know what? That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all, actually, as time went on, because I knew who I was dealing with. I knew who was going to be standing behind that podium speaking to us. I knew this. I knew, okay, he's going to say whatever he feels like saying, and that he believes that, and he's going to say it. Meanwhile, we have gotten used to politicians who have lied, swagged their way through a press conference, and we're like wooed, and we like that. Like, we've gotten used to people lying to us for so long that we prefer someone lying to us and sugarcoating it. So we rather take the lie and accept the lie with the sugar on top, the cherry, the whipped cream. That's how we want our lies packaged now. We want the sugar. We want to hear the lie, make it feel, have us feeling good on the inside. Like, I like that lie. Give me another one. I'll take another one. I like your style. I like how you coddle my emotions, my feelings. You protect me. I like that. Is that where we at right now? We'd rather be lied to. We'd rather someone, talk to us the way we think we should be talked to. If I'm not mistaken, I don't possess that power over another human being to control how they talk to me or how they, use words or whatever. I'm just blown away by all of this. Excuse me. November is around the corner. And people are going to be voting with their emotions and their feelings instead of truth, facts, proper information. And I'm not talking about the information that you're getting from the fake news. I'm not talking about that information. I'm talking about information that you've sat down and researched yourself. People are going to be voting with their emotions come November. All because the president hasn't sugarcoated his mean words. All because the president didn't dip his words in some whipped cream and feed it to you. Because he didn't swagoo his way through a press conference. He didn't coddle you through a press conference. What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't understand it. As we transition to Uncle Joe, I call him Uncle Joe because Uncle Joe made a statement. Uncle Joe made a statement saying, in an interview, he said this: if you having a hard time figuring out if you're going to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black. I took offense to that. Like, that was real. I was offended by that. Because if anyone else would have said that, I would have been offended. Not because Uncle Joe said it. Because if Donald Trump would have said the same thing, I would be calling him Uncle Trump too. But Uncle Joe said this, and there was crickets. Shh. Crickets from everyone in America. No one said anything. The media didn't say anything. The media didn't even bat an eye. You know, you have your black caucus not saying anything. You have your so-called black leaders and anyone else. The Democratic Party. No one said a word. CNN, CBS, MSNBC. No one. But let that be Donald J. Trump. The world would have been set on fire. They would have been trying to burn down Washington. We would have heard racist forever. But because Donald Trump didn't say it, Uncle Joe said it's all right. Uncle Joe said it, and it's all right. So the question goes again. Offended? Are you? By what? Are you really offended? What offends you? And what makes it okay for one politician to do it and the other one can't? Oh, mic discipline is bad today. How? Now, this episode is not about, trying to sway your vote. Because I honestly don't care who you vote for. It's up to you. You can vote for Donald J. Trump or Joe Biden. Matter of fact, there's a third candidate out there, Joe. I think I'm about to slaughter her name. But it's a third candidate. Her name is Joe. She's from South Carolina. A Clemson speech professor, I believe. Her running mate is from South Carolina. Look her up. There's a third option. So I don't really care who you vote for. You don't even have to vote. I don't care. But my problem is that people are saying they are offended, but they're only half offended. I don't understand it. I was talking to someone earlier, and I use this. I know this is a wild comparison. But people be like, well, that doesn't even fit. Again, it's a comparison. Here it is. One guy, same guy, is raping someone, right? Brutally. You see it, you do nothing. You say nothing, you do nothing. Meanwhile, another guy comes, does the same thing. You're calling the cops. You're calling the cops, FBI, CIA. You're calling every agency possible to get this man thrown in jail. Meanwhile, you just saw another guy do the same thing and you said nothing. How are you offended? Just say you don't like the man. Just say you don't like whoever you don't like. Don't point out things. Don't say, hey, he's a racist. Well, prove it. What do you have? What do you have? I mean, there's recordings and tapings and all this other stuff. I have not heard not one thing. But I can tell you what I heard from Uncle Joe. He's challenging the fact that I'm not black if I don't vote for him. He's challenging that. But that's okay. Because Donald Trump didn't say it. Quickly, I've seen on Facebook people will call Donald Trump a pedophile. They show the pictures of him and Jeffrey Epstein from like the early 90s or whatever. They'll flag that photo constantly. As soon as you play a 4-minute clip of multiple clippings of Joe Biden grabbing on little girls, sniffing them, touching them, Everyone's blind. Everyone's eyeballs have just stopped working. That doesn't matter. We're talking about this. Just tell me you don't like them. Stop having these debates when you just don't like them. It's that simple. Just, I don't like him. He hurts my feelings. He makes me uncomfortable. I don't understand how brutally honest he can be. I don't like it. And that's why I'm not voting. I mean, you can say it like that. But don't try to, slander the man's name. Lie on him. What are you lying for? What are we lying for? It's getting crazy out here. The election is in November. We haven't heard any policies. Joe Biden's mental health or his health should be in question. What is going on, folks? If you've heard his stance on anything, please put it in the comments so I can know, because I spent all day and weeks before trying to find something that I know that he's trying to push insane taxes. But people are willing to pay high taxes just so they can say they got Donald Trump out of the office. How foolish is that? You put that man in office. Again, I'm not trying to sway you in who you voting for. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to vote for who you want to vote for. Whoever's in the office is in the office, and we're going to have to deal with it for 4 years, and we're going to have to deal with the repercussions during that time. I just want the people to stop being petty. Check these comments. Checking these comments. Tiffany Banks says, shoot, if Barack had said I would have been offended. Absolutely. It don't, anyone that's, pointing out your color just to justify whatever they said, that's nonsense. I don't want to hear that. Don't do that. I hate that. Don't do that. When I was younger, I had to deal with that. I didn't like it. I had to deal with that from both sides, white and black. So when I say I'm offended, I'm not halfway offended. I'm fully offended. It doesn't matter who it comes from. It can come from a lizard. I am offended. Period. Offended. Period. Kashi says she's worried about Joe Biden's health. I definitely agree there, because there is definitely something. He's not all the way. He's not all the way there. And for people that be like, again, I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just trying to open your eyes to what's really happening. This man can barely speak. This man can barely put sentences together. Half the time he doesn't even know where he's at. But quickly, as soon as Trump makes a stumble of a word, everyone is on him. Everyone is on him. The media is all over it. But when Joe Biden does it, they're chopping it up, editing it, and making it sure it's clear as day. The fake news is real. Any news that's giving you news from their emotions, that's fake news. Denzel Washington, again, called it opinion. No, he said opinion news or something like that. The news is supposed to be straightforward. No emotions, no feelings, nothing. not dictating with descriptive words of color or poor, rich, none of that. Just supposed to give you straight news. Let me give you an example. Today, a man was shot. He was trying to rob a store. He is said to be alive and in the custody at the jailhouse. More on this story when we get more information. I didn't tell you who shot who. What? I didn't tell you any of that. I gave you the news that a man robbed a store and was shot. They have him in custody. When we get more information, we'll give it to you. There was no emotion mixed into that. None of that. The media is playing us. Because they know we get offended so easily over nothing. And yes, I said over nothing. Because the people who you should be offended by, you ain't said a thing. You ain't batted one eye. So it can't be real. You can't be that offended. I feel like it doesn't matter what happens come November. We're just going to be stuck with a bunch of nonsense. Whether it's Biden in the office or Trump in the office, there's going to be some nonsense to follow. Some nonsense. Facts over feelings. No facts over feelings. No, we don't want that. We want the feelings. Please protect my feelings. Please protect my feelings. I can't deal with, the harsh truth. I can't deal with it. I remember when we was church, the word that used to come across the pulpit was conviction. Like if the preacher was preaching and they would say the sword would cut you because you're hearing the truth. It's cutting you because that word was meant for you because you was in the wrong. It was truth. It was meant for you to apply it to your life. The truth. And now we're in a society where we don't want the truth. We want to be lied to. We want to be coddled. People, wake up. You have a third option. So from now on, don't say you're offended, because you're not. Let's be honest. You're not offended. You can't be. I mean, you got politicians talking out of the side of their neck about stuff, and their record has shown you who they are, and you still are giving them a pass. You can't be offended. You can't be offended. There's no way. If anything, what's the word? You're fake. There it is. You're fake. You're an emotional teddy bear. Elmo. Let me stop. No name calling. That's bad. We already have enough name calling going on in the world. What I'm trying to do is just, open your mind to the whole thing. If you want to know who you should be voting for, do your own research. Don't turn on the TV and watch Don Lemon, whatever his name. Don't turn on the TV and watch Tucker, Good Morning America, The View. I don't even know how that show is still on TV. Any of that garbage. Don't turn on the TV. Look it up yourself. Some of y'all are mad at the president when you should be mad at your mayors, your city councilmen, your district, your state representative, your governor. That's who you should be mad at. not the president. A lot of y'all need to go back and research what the president's job is. And understand that the states have more power than ever, and they're ruining your lives. Understand that. Wake up. Yes, the president has a lot of power of federal regulations, but a lot of his stuff is overseas policies, trade, stuff like that. Be mad at your governors, your mayors, city councils. I mean, look at Baltimore. Baltimore was a Democratic city for so long. When Freddie, what's his name? I'm about to call him Freddie Kitchens. Freddie Millens, I believe. When he died, that whole city was being ran by blacks. And somehow, some way, people were saying that the city was racist. The whole city, AG, the mayor, chief of police, the fire, the second in command, were all black. But somehow, the media spun it and the people ran with racist. Stop being played by the media. Stop it. Stop it. You don't know what being offended is. And that's just the truth. What it is that you can't handle the truth. You're not offended. The truth hurts. The truth is too real. And I'm glad that we finally had someone in office that wasn't scared to say what he wanted, do what he wants, without any regards to what the media is saying or what someone else is saying. His job is to be the president, not to be your friend, not to cuddle your feelings, protect your emotions, and all this other nonsense. Who cares? His job is to be the president. Go and, do some deals with some foreign countries and that stuff like that. That's his job. That's his job. So, there it is. No more being offended by nonsense. No more. Absolutely. No more. Absolutely no more. Don't do it. No more. So from now on, if you just don't like something, say I don't like it and move on. Don't make up excuses or make up lies. Don't do it. You're making yourself look foolish. You're making yourself look foolish. Because I'm not about to make this a debate session. Look it up yourself. Look it up. Learn something. So let's go ahead and jump into a special segment, Real Life Defining Moments, brought to you by One Auto. Driven by passion, fueled by culture, we are all enthusiasts. We are all One Auto. Man, I don't know what's going on. Check out One Auto, oneautomovement.com for all your One Auto Movement clothing. It's a car brand. He does a podcast called Hard Parking Podcast, Jhae Pfenning. He's a good guy, good show. It's not all cars. It's a bunch of other stuff. Nice segments on different random quick hitters. It's very entertaining. Very entertaining. So go ahead and check him out there. I'm trying to get more professional with my description and notes. So I'm going to put his show in the notes. Put the link to the One Auto Movement website and go check their stuff out. If you're into cars, go check it out. If you're not into cars, go check it out. I'm telling you to do it, so don't be offended. Go check it out. Real Life Defining Moments. So, last week, Saturday, I was leaving a store, And one moment. I was leaving the store, right? And you know how everyone is in there. They're in their devices now. They get out their car, walking through the parking lot like this. And in a parking lot, we all know there's moving vehicles, right? So this lady is walking. She's looking at her phone. I'm walking. I'm looking at her. And she's still looking at her phone. I'm walking. I see a car, or actually an SUV coming. I look back at her. She's still looking at her phone. I look back at the SUV. It seemed like the SUV wasn't even going to stop, slow down, tap the brake, nothing. They were just going to roll right on through. And people in parking lots feel like it's Talladega, Sonoma, Pinocchio, not Pinocchio. I just slaughtered that track. But you get what I'm saying. People think parking lots is their personal race, their race lot. The lady continues to walk with her head down, looking into her phone as the truck is maybe 10, maybe 15 feet away. I'm like, yo, I call out. She look up at me. I'm like, vehicle. She said, oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't want you to get hit because you definitely was about to be smashed because they didn't care. And he just kept going. They didn't press the brake not one time. Maybe they was on their phone. Everyone's on their phone. But anyway, me being alert and being aware of my surroundings and the situation, I was paying attention to this woman because I felt like she was not going to look up. And she didn't. Real life defining moment, I could have pulled out my phone and stopped and recorded her getting hit by the vehicle because that's what everyone is doing, going viral. I'm going to record this, watch this woman get hit, and upload it to the internet. I decided that I was going to call out to her, try to get her to, pay attention and prevent her from getting hit by this vehicle. Basically saved her life. I'm not saying I'm a hero, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I did the right thing. I didn't pull out my phone and record her. I stopped something bad from happening. Real life defining moment. I could have just pulled out my phone, watched her get hit, and went on about my business. I did the right thing. So, boom, there is your real life defining moment. Folks, if you have real life defining moments, and that's anything, like someone wanted me to describe it. When you're encountering something where you have a split second decision to do the right thing or do the wrong thing, those are real life defining moments. Send them to me. Send them to me at SeeThroughIt Podcast at gmail.com. Okay? Send me your moments. I have a couple, but I want to hear you guys. I'm sure there's other people want to, they might have some. They might get inspired to share theirs. So send them to me. Let me know so we can share it with the world. Again, this was sponsored by One Auto Movement. Driven by passion, fueled by the culture. We are all enthusiasts. We are all One Auto. OneAutoMovement.com. Check them out. That is Jhae Pfenning at the Hard Parking Podcast. So, before we get into that, hold on. Let's check what the comments are saying. Oh, there we go. One Auto Movement. Tiffany Banks put it up in the chat. Let me see. Thank you very much, Tiffany, for putting that up there. I appreciate that. I hope my screen is not freezing. Thank you, Kasi. Kasi said you did the right thing just because I'm Brian. Jhae Pfenning said if I would have recorded her, I would have been famous. Yep, I mean, you're right. I would have been viral. The podcast, I could have posted that video or attached it to the podcast, had millions of views, and it would have been like World Star, something like that. Does that site still work, or is that a real thing anymore? I don't know, but there we are. Let's go ahead and jump into this contact. Apparently, YouTube is not working today, so if you are catching this on YouTube later on, please subscribe to the channel. If you come across this video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. If you hit a thumbs down, let me know why. PayPal.me/SeeThroughIt. Donate to the show if you can, if you want to. Follow me on Twitter, SeeThroughIt1. Facebook.com/STIP, all capitalized, ODCAST. Give that page a thumbs up. Like it. Join the conversation there. Share it. If you're on Instagram, follow me at Brian Sales. Also, follow my brand, Warriors_collection_. We're making some move, folks. We are making some moves. I literally walk and pace constantly throughout the day. So many ideas, so many things I'm working on. The Warriors Collection brand is going to be a thing, and I'm super excited about it. I'm just right now ironing out some wrinkles. Right now I have my first potential investor with the Warriors Collection, so pay attention, stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, we got a whole bunch of other stuff planned that's gonna be attached to it, but stay tuned in. Like I said, email me at SeeThroughItPodcast@gmail.com and let me know your defining moments, your real life defining moments. You can catch me on the audio side, Anchor.fm, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and there you see it. I told you guys I would have it up, and bam. Overcast is on the screen. So if you have Overcast, if you listen to podcasts on Overcast, I am there, okay? So check it out. I am there. Wherever you want to listen to, check it out, all right? Again, very, very, very grateful for my supporters, paying supporter and non-paying supporters. All y'all, I am greatly and appreciative for everything, tuning in, sharing, watching, listening. Greatly appreciate it. A very special thanks to Mr. White out in Tennessee and Miss Cassie for your contributions. Love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, folks, that is the topic. That was the show. Don't be offended no more. If you're being offended, be offended all the way around. Don't do this half-stepping. We don't do that here. We both feet on the ground. We stand on it. Whatever it is, we stand on it, and we mean it. That's what we do here. So with that being said, folks, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Kasi. Kasi said this was a good podcast. Thank you, thank you. Again, this was not meant to sway your vote, because, again, I do not care. You don't have to vote. You can vote for the third person that's running. Matter of fact, I just looked it up, and there's like 5 other people running. Do your research. There's 5 other people running. So you don't have to vote for those 2. There's plenty of people to vote for. Plenty. So this was not meant to sway your vote at all. Just to, open your eyes and be like, you know what? I just don't like him. That's all. He's not a racist. You know what? Uncle Joe, I just don't like you. You say some messed up stuff. And leave it at that. But folks, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Remember, don't be blinded by the media. #SeeThroughIt. This is the See Through It Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Sales. And I'll talk to you guys later.